I don't know if I'm gonna upload this. I don't know. I don't want this to be too long, and I'm outside, so I have to watch what I say, and I don't want to get too much into detail because it's YouTube. Or, I don't know. If I am too vague in this video, I mean, I don't know. I have an Instagram. So people like if this is too vague for you, maybe I could explain on Instagram or something. I don't got a Twitter or anything. I don't know. Maybe someone could. I don't know, but I probably won't. Even if someone did talk to me on Instagram, I don't know if I even would explain further about the things I'm about to say. But I have to keep it vague because I am outside and it's YouTube. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm sick of things in life that keep happening, like patterns. Like I'm sick of seeing certain patterns in life. Okay, I keep experiencing unrelatability, if that's even a word, in life. Like there's just so many things that don't make sense and that's not relatable, and everyone says the same thing back to me. I know this is a music channel. This kind of goes back to music kind of in a way. I know I just finished my album. I'm taking a break from music for a very long time. I don't know if I'll ever go back to making music. I've been going through some health stuff that's a little bit off topic, but to focus on the main topic of the video, I don't want to get off topic about the health stuff is that I'm having like heart issues. I don't know what it is, but whatever. That's why I'm taking a break from music. What I'm trying to get at is that, okay, so if you're an artist or a musician, there's so many artists, and I don't even mean like music artists. I mean like drawing, like this. Okay, in this video, when I say artists and musicians, obviously I mean those are two completely. Artists as in drawing people. The people that draw, the people that make music. There's so many of you guys, and I don't care if this gets dislikes or not. I'm being real here. So many of you guys are doing it for the money only and paying the bills, and not for money and passion, or not for passion only. Way too many of you get into certain lines of fields of working and they say, I only did it for the money. There's certain fields, man, that's not gonna cut it, man. Like I don't want to get too controversial here, but there's some explicit lines of fields out there the way it's like only did it for the money. It's like that's just no. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like I gotta be real with y'all. I only respect people that do it for the money and the passion, or just the passion, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I do want to touch on this, and I just want to get this out of the way. I don't want to harp on this too much because it is YouTube. I don't want to get too much into detail here. I don't want to get whatever. I have to censor myself here what I'm about to say. Sorry about the wins, if there's going to be any wins. Even when it comes to people that draw NSFW, you know what I mean? Some of y'all don't do it for the passion. Some of y'all don't even fap and goon to your artwork and shit like that. Now, I'm not going to get too much into that because that's a personal choice, and, it's YouTube. I don't want to get too much into detail. I don't understand people that draw that stuff, that they're not into it. Like, they're not into it. Now, I don't want to get too much into detail here about that, but you don't even, like, goon to your own stuff, man. Like you don't even fap or goon to their own stuff. Like, I understand, like, if you commissioned it and stuff like that, like, you're not into it, like, someone else asked you to draw it, I get that, but, like, if you're drawing stuff that you like, you're not fapping and gooning to it? What the hell are you fapping and gooning? I always said, like, if you're not fapping and gooning to your own artwork, you're at least fapping and gooning to someone else's artwork. Like, for real, straight up. And I don't want to get too much into that, but, like, some of y'all just do that for the money. And you gotta either stop that and do it for the money and the passion, or just the passion. That's why I respect artists, especially NSFW artists, but just artists in general that are amateurs, because they're less likely to get into the money and they're more into the passion. I don't want to get too much into detail about that, because it's YouTube and stuff like that. I can't get but it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of odd. It's kind of like you're a cook, but you don't eat your own food, or You're an actor and you don't watch your own movies. There is people like that, and I don't understand those actors that do that, man. If I was an actor, I would watch my movies, not just because of how well I did, but just because I'm not a narcissist, but I'm kind of like a narcissist. I'm a musician, and people like have asked me, do I listen to my own music? And I say, fuck yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I listen to my music. Now, I will admit, it's not as common as you think. It is pretty true that I listen to my music pretty rarely, I will say that. But there is not, and I don't even mean just to listen back to it to see if it sounds good. There is not one song where, like, I didn't listen back to it just for the fun of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I listen back to it to see if it sounds good, but, like, I can't think of a song I made where it's like, never listening to that again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I have made bad songs. Unless if it was, like, a really bad song. Like, maybe I listened to it, like, 3 times just for the fun of it, and then I stopped. Maybe it was, like, really bad. But usually, like, a lot of, like, my music, like, I listen back to it, man. Like, it is really rare. Like Johnnyism, that's my band. It's not my number one favorite band. Like, I don't want to be too much of a narcissist. But that's what I'm just saying, is that, you know, I don't want this to be too long, but what I'm trying to say is that this is why I talk to amateur artists and musicians, because they actually do it because they're actually into it. Like, I understand, once again, someone commissioned you a weird artwork idea and you gotta draw it, but, like, man, I just don't get, like, artists specifically, not the musicians, I don't get them. I'm not trying to be a hater, and I'm probably going to get more hate for saying this, but this is probably why people go to AI art and AI music. Because I'm more of a consumer. Like, I do draw my album artwork, but it's not good. Basically, it's like, dude, I don't want to get too much into this. But if I'm not a good artist. Like, I can't draw good at all. But if I did, I would so totally, like, I'm not kidding, I would so totally make my own gooning Rule 34 material of my characters. But because my characters, you know, because I'm not good at drawing, I want to make them basic. I don't want to embarrass myself and draw them gooning or something. Like, you know, I try to keep it simple, you know. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that's why I don't do that stuff, you know, because I'm not good. I'm not good with anatomy, you know. But I swear to God, if I was, I'd draw it and I would goon to it, man. Again, I don't want to get too explicit here, but I would. I don't understand why no one else does. I'd be the first gooner artist that actually goons to it, man. You know, because it seems like the consumer and the creator is not the same mindset. It's not the same person, man. And you think they would. You're gonna tell me not one consumer of artwork, just in general, whether it's safe, whether it's what is it called? Whether it's I gotta keep my voice down. Whether the artwork is appropriate or not. You know, there's a lot of people that consume artwork, whether it's appropriate or not. And a lot of the consumers of artwork in general, whether it's DeviantArt or whatever, a lot of them are not the creator types. Because for some weird reason, this is why I believe we live in a simulation. For some weird reason, I understand most people that consume art don't have the skills. Same thing with people that listen to music. Most people that listen to music are not musicians. I'm not stupid. I realize that. Because if we lived in that reality, there'd be so many musicians and artists. But what I'm trying to get is, you're going to tell me not one consumer became a creator? Now, obviously, probably someone did, but I don't know anybody. I don't know anyone personally that's a consumer of artwork. Again, it could be anything, or, you know, whatever, and they became a creator. This is why people go to AI. This is why people go to AI. You want to know why people go to AI art and AI music? I used to be a critic of AI art and AI music. I used to be a critic of AI art and AI music, but I'm starting to, I get the mindset now, because us consumers are getting so sick and tired of having to pay for a drawing. I understand you gotta pay your bills, but sometimes I go on DeviantArt and I see like the whole gallery is almost like blurred out because it asks you for money. And it's like, dude, that's so ridiculous. You can't even just release like a couple of images that are kind of free. Us consumers are getting so tired of having to pay for these us consumers are getting so tired of having to pay for these creative types that are not even probably into our interests anyways. I mean, even if they are, maybe they are, but you know, and I don't care if this video gets disliked or someone makes a response video. I'm having health problems and I don't look at comments anyways, and I don't care about video replies anyways. I don't care if I'm not gonna start naming random YouTubers and getting them involved, but I don't care what commentary person is gonna criticize this. I don't care, because I'm getting very isolated on the internet now. And I'm starting to train myself to not look at comments, or at least not reply to them anymore. I'm becoming very distant from the internet, kind of like Synthony, where they don't reply to their comments. That's kind of like how I am. You know, Synthony, the drum and bass musician, they don't reply to comments. That's kind of like how I'm becoming. I'm becoming very isolated from the internet because I just don't care about drama anymore, man. But what I'm trying to get at is that, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, us consumers are getting so tired of the creatives, like sucking up to the creatives that are probably not even into, like, this is what I don't get. I want to find a creative artist or a musician or whoever that actually wants to put their fantasies in art form or in music. You got so many people making music and songs about things that don't even... I am somewhat hypocritical of this when it comes to music, like making a song about something that's not really relevant to me as a person. But yeah, that does kind of fit me. However, with drawing things, I'd say a lot of the things that I draw relate to me in some kind of way. Like, I think my drawings relate to me more than my music, believe it or not. Like, a lot of the characters, I don't even give my characters names. I think they're just all me in different bodies. Or I don't know about that. It's a little bit schizotypal. Sounds a little bit schizotypal. But I'm trying to get at is that, to go back on my point before I lose it, us consumers are getting so sick and tired of having to suck up to the creatives that because a lot of these creative types don't put their fantasies into the artwork, which I find that very weird. I mean, how can you draw something, unless someone commissioned it, right? How can you draw something and it's not part of your fantasy? It's not a part of what you agree with and what you're into. That's just really odd. And I'm not talking about commissions either. I'm talking about something that you drew on your free time and be like, yeah, I drew a cow in the field, but I'm not into it. You don't like cows? You don't like fields? How do you not like cows? How do you not like, why do you draw it then? Why did you draw it? You have to have some little bit of interest. What I'm trying to get at is that, I'm not getting to the main point of what I'm trying to say. Because we're sick of the creatives, we as consumers become the creatives by, instead of learning skills to actually like physically by hand draw or digitally drawing, we as consumers get so fed up that we go to AI art. That's what we do. We auto-generate our fantasies with AI art. It's just so, I don't even know how it even works. I've never even used it. So I don't even know how it even works, man. I don't know if it's like you enter keywords or something and then it spits out an image. I don't even know how it works. I never even tried it, so I don't even know what I'm talking about here, but you obviously do something to create the image for you, and then there you go, I guess. Right? I don't know. Same thing with the music. Like, definitely with the music. Like, I definitely don't know how people make AI music. I don't make it. Now, like I said, let me just get this through your head here. Even though I'm pro AI art and pro AI music now, I will say this. None of the stuff that I draw, none of the music that I make is AI. None of it is AI. there may be like text-to-speech voices in some of my songs. I think there is like text-to-speech voices in some of my songs. Like Google Translate, I think, or like I think FL Studio has like robot voices, text-to-speech. But other than that, and by the way, these voices are not realistic. Okay, they're not realistic at all. These robot voices, they can't be confused with reality. So. Just letting you know. All right. What I'm trying to get at is that, and my drawings are not AI. So what I'm but even though they're not, and even though I'll never go to AI to make AI music, because I've thought about it, and I'm like, no, and I'll never do AI, or at least not for my music, not for my album covers, maybe for some like special times or something, but. Or some whatever, but maybe on my down, like off, whatever. But what I'm trying to get at is that's why people go to AI or AR. And I know people could say, well, it's not just the consumers going to AI art because it's just so easy to spit out an image, the AI or whatever. It's not just the consumers that are resorting to AI art. It's also lazy artists themselves. Yes, that I think that is a thing. I think I have heard some artists that are starting to use AI art because they're starting to get lazy to draw, and there is some actual musicians that are starting. As actually, he's not lazy. He is not lazy at all. But there is a guy that I know from. Okay, anyways, I don't want to say his name in case he doesn't. Okay, well, anyways, he used to make music, and now he's doing this thing where he is just using AI music now. Like, he used to actually like physically play music and make his own original music, and it was cool, but now he's starting to do AI music now. I don't know why. Maybe because it's just easier for him. Maybe he just don't got the time. I don't know what it is. I don't think he's lazy. I don't think that's what it is. He seems like a very intelligent man and very, very, very creative. But I think he knows who but anyways. But yeah, I don't know. And what I'm trying to get at is that I understand why people go to AI now, even though I haven't taken that leap of faith yet in it to try it, and I don't think I ever will. I understand, man. I know I'm going to a lot of AI haters, but I just understand it, man. We're just getting so sick and tired of. And the thing about AI, the thing about human artists is that they're so imperfect. I know AI can be imperfect, like it can give the character 6 toes by accident or 6 fingers by accident. I know the AI is imperfect, and the human is probably more perfect. But still, the human artist, what if they might not draw it the way, like, yeah, what am I trying to say? Like, even though the AI artist will give you 6 fingers and 6 toes, the human artist will not. But the human artist will be more accurate. Yes, I understand that. But what if they draw it in the way that you didn't really want it to, like, you know what I mean? They didn't. The human artist didn't draw it the way that you were picturing it in your head. That's why you either gotta learn to draw yourself, which none of these consumers ever do, like me, or go to AI. And I get it, man. I just get it. So I don't care if I get hate for this. I just understand it, man. And what I'm trying to say is that this is getting way too long. You gotta do this stuff for the passion. And that's all I gotta say. This is Johnnyism, and I don't care about any hate I get for this at all. I really don't. I'm just getting really sick. I do respect artists, just the ones that, because I know people are going to say, oh, you're throwing them under the bus, or I don't know what the right metaphor I'm trying to look for. Like, it's really like, it sounds like you don't, what am I trying, I can't fucking get my words out today. Sounds like you don't respect these artists. Sounds like you just want the image and that's it. That is kind of true. I just do want the image. I do respect them as long as they have passion for what they do. You know what I mean? Like, I respect them in the sense that I thank them for the image, but I don't care about them, though. Like, I'm not going to befriend an artist unless they're really cool. I'm not gonna befriend an artist. Same thing with a musician. Like, most people that consume art or music, mostly art, we're not here to befriend the artist. We're just here to get our shit and leave. Like, some of us might befriend the artist, but we don't really care about the artist's life, man. No offense. But we're not here to hear the life story. We're not your therapist. We're just here to do what we asked you to do and get it done. You know, it's kind of like going to the grocery store. You don't make friends with the cashier and shit unless you want to. But what I'm trying to get at is that's like, it's a business, man. Even if it's not for money, it's still like a metaphorical business, this artwork and this music shit, you know? I do my stuff for free, but I'm just rambling. So yeah, I don't care what people think about this. This is Johnnyism, and that's it.